Okay. What next? Let's see. Did Fate Stay Night finish downloading? I don't think I want to play the whole game like this, but it should be pretty funny. Let's check it out a little bit. I'm assuming it's the .exe. Yeah, it's like Sonic Adventure for the chili pepper. Good way to describe it. If you guys are worried about spoilers for Fate Stay Night, do not worry. Because it will be an experience like none other before. This game is a work of fiction. Names and groups represented in this game are either the product of the authors. Okay, I can't read the whole thing. Hold on. I need to change the title of it. How do I write the title of the game? It's Fate/Day Space Night. Yeah. When I saw like the bugs on Twitter, I was so excited. I wanted to try it myself. But then they patched it right away. The tip of the sword was like a flash of lightning. A spearhead thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight swept in to save me from the strike that threatened to end me. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell. No, truth be told, the sound hung over me, heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped about her was like the frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. Thanks, Joker. Welcome. I really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Right now we're reading Fate Stay Night Remastered. It was the sound of steel. But the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell. I don't know if this is the best. Oh, let me turn it up. I don't know if this is the best place to put the chat. Her voice resonated in the darkness. Kino! This is like the iconic scene of all time. There's been so many parodies of this. Let me remove my cursor. Put the chat on top of me? Yeah, the saber face. Like, you want the chat like this? Or do you mean like this? Perfect? I don't think That's I don't think that's right. I'll do it like that.
これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、あなたの運命は私と共にある。ここに契約は完了した。
Just as she chose to serve me. I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. Wait! You can't see that? No! I'm not ready for this. The moonlight cut through the darkness. As if in imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. Time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her, as clearly as if it were still happening now, even if I fall into the depths of hell. The faint slant of her profile, her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped, and her silhouette draped in blue swayed in the wind. I was struck by the pale blue glow. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Title screen? Fate. Where's like the options? This game just like cold opens? Oh, I guess it does cold open. Fast. Voices, probably prioritize. Oh, I'm using, I was using my mouse, but I guess it's better. Oh. When does the game start? I guess it started. Hold on. I'll open this in another window, I think. I'll be right back. Yeah, a ripe 48 years old. Anyways, okay, we're back. Yeah, I think I should be using like one of my gaming scenes instead of the chat scene, so we can have the border and stuff. That way I don't cover up any of the artwork. Wait.
これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、
Again,
あなたの運命は私と共にある。
one thing that I heard
契
was
約は完了した。
was that the MC doesn't have his voice on by default. But this game actually has like spoiler prevention, so because we haven't met the MC yet, he's not listed. The young age of 87, yeah, I was the one responsible for the bite. Bro, this UI is so fancy. This feels so nice. What the hell? Yeah. Is that the bite of 87? This happened 10 years ago. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. That's only to be expected. The best salesman? It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Wait, this is not the right. Yeah, this is not the right CG. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next. I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. Yeah, the randomizer has already begun. They're showing us a picture of young Tosaka. That's all. Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with a perfect joke. I've been practicing punchlines in private, in the hopes of finally seeing a smile crack that stony face. If I have one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes. Wait, no. I think this is right. Is it? Is this... No. I think this is Tosaka about her father. I thought this was Emiya talking about his father. Having this version of the game your first exposure? For a lot of people it was. That's a crazy thing. I hope it didn't like ruin their experience. Got the association and your adept before you become an adult. Any decisions after that I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own. So he said. But I bet he was worried about me. Okay, so this is Tosaka's perspective, the little girl. I thought this was Emiya, the main character. Yeah, it's a huge oversight. It's a problem that only occurs to English-speaking, like, PCs. Like, if you had a Japanese PC, you're completely fine. They told me about our family's heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our grandmaster, and how to manage the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. So this is her talking about her father. There was a war. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there are only 7 combatants. It might not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They killed each other using methods I didn't really understand. One of them was the man in front of me. It meant that he would kill, and eventually be killed. I'm sure he felt the ticking of his life's clock, even more keenly than I did. Yeah, the family jewels. Read. Before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home. I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He's a great father, and an even greater mage. Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole world. My father's last teacher. That's a good one. As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me. So I decided I'd accept the things he'd left for me, and choose my own path. Written, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words for me were given as a mage, not a father. That's the moment I made up my mind.
よし、それじゃあ一つ気合い入れて一人前になりますか。
It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to her master's hopes. That's how I, Tosaka Rin, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I am a bit on edge. That goes without saying. After all, that moment, which was burned into my memory 10 years ago, will soon be upon me again. January 31st. Oh, that's right, I forgot. The prologue of the game starts off with Tosaka's point of view. I hear something. Ring ring, ring ring. The noise doesn't stop. It's such an infernal racket, it's almost as if it's here to avenge my father. I wish it let me sleep just a bit longer. In fact, it should. I stayed up into the early hours deciphering my father's will, and I used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, body and mind. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late? True, but there's a time and place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should try to make it to school on time, at least for today, if only slightly. Doesn't that sound off? I peer at the alarm clock through my sleep-heavy eyelids. The hands point to 7 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, you should always set your alarm early. I try to do an hour early, but I end up just sleeping through it anyways. I usually get up at 6:30, which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climb sluggishly out of bed. The morning chill bites at me as I cross the hallway and enter the parlor. This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters in Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as anywhere. Oh yeah. I agree, Glooby. It's just that I want to I want to sleep so bad. That sounds so bad, Glooby. Any amount of sleep is worth it. Even at home, my breath mists white. Is that much colder without anyone else living here? I turn on the heater and go wash up. Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else here to wake up before me, then the parlor would already be heated. What the fuck is going on? I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for it is that the cold water mercilessly beats the sleepiness from me. Why is this like... This can't be right. They're like showing like a empty classroom or something. Looks like for student counts or something like that. With a final tug on the ribbon on my collar, I finish getting dressed. All that's left is to have breakfast and go to school. Yeah, I'm not even at school yet. So this is the wrong CG. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush feels a bit anticlimactic. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tosaka family motto dictates that we conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times. Yeah, she's already there. What the fuck? My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats, but that's what we've taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus, the Tosakas are a line of spell weavers who practice what is known as magecraft. We're not just an old family. We have an admirably storied history. Is that a real family? No, it's not. Is this CG right? Hey Mars! Welcome! And thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Oh no. I rubbed my eyes and I was like eating with my hands earlier. Big mistake. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage. Who could I even brag about that to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo. And if you'd like to think of it as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. It's over, get new eyes, I know. I just throw out my old eye. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we don't fly around on broomsticks. We don't shoot stars out of wands either. We can do things like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has the time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. Ordinary humans might call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles. Oh yeah, that stuff's been going viral lately. I've been seeing that too. The writing for the sex scenes are so bad. A lot of people theorize that someone else wrote them besides instead of the original writer. Getting a money from a hat. Now that's a miracle. Similarly, magic is the label we use for mystics, magical mysteries, that can be realized with any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources. I'm a mage, and the kind of mystics I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Yeah, Nasu, the writer for the Fate, there's so much info dump and lore behind the way things work in this universe. Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe in, manipulate, and study things that can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. Above all, there's no point to any of what we do. You'd be so much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would studying magecraft. Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progress of civilization. No! Don't ask ChatGPT! They're the ones behind the Latina incident. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that could only be realized with magecraft in the distant past have been reduced to common tools and appliances. Even so, magecraft does have its benefits. Just that there are only some things that science can accomplish. Latina is beautiful. That's not the point. There remain heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka Grand Master said that. Whether you're heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same. 0 or something like that. We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. Literally, what is that, like, transition? I finished my breakfast and pick up my bag. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school, but it would be a waste to leave it behind. Yeah, so Tosaka, so every family has like their own sort of magecraft, we'll call it. And the Tosakas use jewels. One could even say it's on an entirely different level. So far, pretty normal CGs. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that the Tosaka family has heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one of them. Spell focus in D&D, yeah. Tosaka mages specialize at the conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I'm the gun, and the jewels are bullets. The other main thing I've inherited from my father is a magic crest engraved in my left arm. A magic crest is proof that I'm the heir to our lineage. It's like all the techniques of the Tosaka condenser tattoo. This will be important because families can only pass down one crest. So, if you have more than one child, uh-oh. For now, I stow my pendant, my father's keepsake, in a pocket. It's 7:30. I better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school. Huh? Huh? Did you see that bit of text at the bottom? That has to be part of the bug. I was like, what is that? I weave energy into a brief foreign phrase. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still applies even if I've never had so much as a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. So amazing I got 1 million likes and named his kid's son Goku? That's crazy. I feel like he probably would have done it without the likes. Actually, I don't think the neighbors have ever even come over to say hello. I look up at the mansion that's been my home for a decade. Nice mansion. Fuyuki's a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built European style. He had to because his wife didn't want and he needed that. I see. Yeah, gonna be hard to convince your wife. But apparently 1 million likes will do. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto, the new part of the city, across the river, but it was built for the generation that immigrated here.
日本の土が合わなかったのかな。
I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visit the church. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia for sure.
あれ？
Oh? Something feels off as soon as I step outside.
なんだろう。思ったより静かなんですけど。
There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on their daily commute.
まあ、こういう日もあるか。
Maybe everyone slept in. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggled up in bed. Now we're on the roof. Even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. At this time of day, it's looking nighttime in the sky. You'd expect to see at least a school uniform or two. And yet from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activities are just starting up. Which can only mean... Ah! Who are you?
やっぱりそうきたか。
With a light sigh, I turned to face a student who called out to me. That's one of the maids in the mansion.
おはよう。今日も寒いね、こりゃ。
The girl who addresses me so casually is Mitsuzuri Ayako. She's a classmate in 2A. She has quite a history.
おはよう、三つづりさん。つかぬことを聞くけど、今何時だかわかる？
何時って7時前じゃない。
Alright, just morph into another student. Okay. Perfect. This is the perfect game, actually. She waves her hand in front of my face, as if to ask if anybody's home. Ayako is one of my few friends. She knows I'm not a morning person. She's probably figured out by now that I'm not completely with it.
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。しかも軒並み。目覚まし時計はおろか、柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
What's going on here? Father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar.
どうさか？
This is what happens during school, yeah.
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより、
ええ、弓道部は問題児も多いし、うまいのが一人減ったからね。4月の新入生獲得のために少しぐらいは見栄えを良くしとかないと。
そう。気苦労が絶えないのね、相変わらず。
他人事だからって言ってくれるわ。あ、ついでだから見ていく？登坂が見学する分には男どもも喜ぶけど。
I'm acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking to now. I barely ever speak to the other 2. Of those latter 2, there's one that I actually can't explain away as simply an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayako, the club captain, because I've been watching the club from afar.
そうね。様子を見るだけなら付き合うわ。早く来すぎたからやることもないし。
よし、じゃあ善は急げ。早速行こう。
Alright, let's go! One of our school's trademarks is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyudo, traditional Japanese archery, so they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest.
ほらほら、まだ開始まで時間があるし、中でお茶しようぜ、登坂。
Aiko tugs on my arm, looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brusque way of speaking is a bad habit. Who is that? As Ayako said, there is no one else at the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare ahead for today's classes. The hot drink is delicious in the quiet wintry archery range.
さて、担当直入に聞くけど、そっちの調子はどうなのよ。
So scary.
いい加減頼りになる相棒は見つかった？
Ilya jump scare. And she uses the occasion to ask me something completely ridiculous. This is the high class archery range? Yeah. Doesn't it look so nice?
ほんと、いきなり本題に入るのね、あなたは。
It's even indoors for some reason.
その言いぶりだと、そっちはもう見つけたんだ。
ノーコメント。
No
父さんが手
comment.
を沸かすまではこっちも秘密さ。で、どうなのよ。その疲れた顔を見ると脈ありって感じだけど。
こっちもノーコメント。あなたに隠してもどうせ見抜かれるか。残念ながらこっちはまだよ。
No boyfriend.
綾子の方はお互いのんびりしてる余裕はないはずだけど。
そうなんだけど、私も雲行きは怪しいわ。とりあえず取り繕うことはできるけど、ことがことでしょ。この先の命運がかかってるんだから妥協するわけにもいかないし。
勝手に決めて私に負けるのも嫌？
もちろん、私にとって重要なのはあんたを任すことだもの。何が手に入る
I honestly don't even remember this Ayako chick. She chuckles confidently. You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
似た者同士ね、私たち。
ええ、初めて会った時に言ったでしょ。あんたとはそういう関係にあるんだって。
She did, didn't she? Kill or be killed. I'm sure that's how it'll be between the two of us. I was generally surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. Translation? Our friendship won't bloom unless we're constantly trading blows. Is what Ayako is getting at. I agree with her. In the 2 years since then, I still haven't figured out whether she's my friend or my nemesis.
ところでさ、私たちなんでこんな話してるんだっけ？
Girl friendships are so weird.
なんでって言い出したのは遠坂でしょ。あんたがいつまでも彼氏がいないのは女としてどうよなんてこぼすもんだから。なら3年になる前にどっちが先に男作るかって勝負になったんじゃない。
ああ、そうだった。売り言葉に買い言葉ってやつだった。で、遅れを取った方が一日言いなりになるんだっけ？
What a silly contest.
ええ、今時子供でも交わさない約束だけど、あんたと私に限って往生際が悪いってことはないでしょ。どんな結果になろうと負けた方はおとなしく勝者に従うことになる。それを思うと私は今から楽しみで楽しみで。
Ayako snickers in delight. Sorry. My goodness. Mitsuzuri Ayako is, to put it mildly, a handful. I'll admit, I'm looking forward to winning myself, so that goes for both of us.
そう。けど三辻さん、楽しむのは結構だけど、目的をたがえないよう気をつけなさい。勝負の内容は後先だけじゃないでしょ。
わかってるって。遠坂より早く遠坂が心底羨ましがるような関係にならないと完全勝利とは言えないからね。まあ私たちにとってはそれが一番厄介な問題なんだが、どんなにいい男だろうと好きになれなきゃ意味がない。
Ayako Sai is heavy. From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrous. Can't put too much stock in gossip though. Though that she made this bet at all means less that she just doesn't like boys and more that she hasn't found the right person. That aside, I wonder if she'll morph into another character soon. Maybe. That aside,
ちょっと、私たちって何よ、私たちって。断っておきますけど、私はそっちと違って冷血感じゃありません。
ああ、それ嘘。もしくは気づいていないだけ。遠坂が男を気にかけるなんてことは絶対ないもの。今まで数えきれないぐらい告白されたくせに、一つも色良い返事してないじゃない。少しでも興味があるなら付き合おうって思うでしょ。なのに断り続けるってことは、あんたは男に興味がないってことよ。
doesn't care about boys? Yuri?
発想が貧困ね。その場合、
Lesbian? Lebanon?
断っていいって話もありじゃない？
うわ、すっごい美談。いいね、そういうの。ロマンだな。
Aiko's tone isn't mocking. She nods solemnly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
そうね。私もそう思う。
She's right. I know very well how cold I am.
認めるわ。私、こと恋愛に関しては素人みたい。
そういうこと。似た者同士だって言ったの遠坂でしょ。ってもうじき7時か。秘密の話はこの辺にしとこう。いつ人がやってくるかわからないし、朝になったら学生らしく振る舞わないとな。
まあ、三辻さんにもそういう世間体があったなんて意外だわ。ええ、これだけでも早起きした甲斐があったみたい。
Yeah, I see what happened. So, our alarm clock was ringing, but all the clocks in our house are an hour early. So we came to school early. That's why there was no like students walking around or anything like that. And the city felt like quiet.
あんたほど筋金入ってないけどね。私の世間体なんて遠坂凛に比べたら灯籠の斧ってもんよ。
I used to do
あんたの
that.
猫っかぶりは
It's honestly a good idea if you want to be on time for stuff. Because then, you know, you're always going to be an hour prepared, right? Aiko sniffs exaggeratedly. I emptied the rest of the teacup she poured me and brewed a new pot. How spooky.
で遠坂はどうして部活に入らないのよ。運動神経がないなんてざれ言は聞かないからね。私は去年の体力測定でことごとくあんたに負けたのまだ恨んでるんだから。
It's so funny that we keep talking to this sprite because this sprite is the male best friend of the main character. She gets so confused. Oh my gosh. Well, you know, that's grandmas for you.
あら、肺活量では
Sometimes they do strange things.
私あと、体重も三辻さんのが上だったけど。
Wait.
やったー、重さで3キロ上回ったって体重で勝っても嬉しくないってのよ、このタヌキ。
She called me. Didn't she call me a tanuki? Raccoon dog. Aiko slaps the table.
危ない。お茶がこぼれるでしょ、三辻さん。首相なんだから道場は大事になさい。
うるさい。私は首相である前に遠坂のライバルだ。部員がいなけりゃあんたに食ってかかるのは当然よ。
Aiko side eyes me with a huff. Toda got huge balls. Yeah. The classic. What a strange thing that they worship in Japan. She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman must walk the martial path. She's always going on about that. Not surprisingly, she's well versed in most martial arts. Kyudo was the discipline she was least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to captain. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd least want to mess with.
あら、部員がいなければ ば首相じゃないなんて問題発言じゃないそれ。
問題発言なもんですか。私はお飾りの首相だから、できることって言ったら不良部員を取り締まることだけよ。私以上にしゃがりっぱなやつがいるんだから、首相としての面目なんてないわ。
そうなの？藤村先生、三辻さんは飛び抜けてうまいって言ってたけど。
人がそう言うんなら、そりゃ少しは自信が持てる。
Oh my god.
まあ、いなくなっちまったやつのことなんて考えても仕方ないか。
I didn't think she'd change again.
藤村先生がそう言ってくれたんなら、真面目に首相やんないとまずいか。
そうそう。噂をすれば影。そろそろ部員がやってくる頃でしょ。私はおいとまするけど、三辻さんはきちんと首相になりなさい。
何？見ていかないの？シャ。
I feel like that was probably her, like her actual sprite.
眺める分にはいいけどね。福これ者が道場にいるわけにはいかないでしょ。
Mana transferring. No, Chad. There's gonna be no mana transferring this stream. They removed that in the PC port. Well, it was already removed long ago. Because they had to put it on like PlayStation and stuff. Just as I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range. No! Is there an NTR route? No, there's no NTR route. That's probably a meme. She's Sakura? Oh my gosh. Okay.
力になれず申し訳ありません。
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら無理をさせても仕方がない。
Aiko speaks to the first club member to arrive.
それじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。
Tosaka senpai.
ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
Oh, she refers to her first name. Spooky. I'll leave the dojo behind so as not to get in the way.
Yeah, Tosaka.
I have to screenshot this. Fucking hell. No way. Warning, Tosaka. This is diabolical. Oh no. And here comes the person I least wanted to see. Oh! They jump on the roof every time they leave the room, a room in the school. Yeah, it's the only way out. Fucking Gilgamesh.
早めに来ないと1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Shinji Mato from Class 2C grins at me. No, welcome home, Season King 16. Welcome, welcome. We're just playing a bit of Fate Stay Night. I don't know. Oh, shit. Snap. I don't know how long we'll play for. I just wanted to read a little bit. Here, check it out.
Yeah, Tosaka.
Oh, whoops.
朝から君に会えるなんてついてるな。
Okay, there
当たり
you go.
前だろ。首相なんだから。
Yeah, nothing
早めに来ない
strange.
と1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
There you go. He's the vice captain of the Kyudo Club and darling of half the girls at school. This guy's actually popular at school? Ew. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, social graces, being kind to girls, dot dot dot, and being an overall heartthrob or something like that. I really don't follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear my classmates say.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マトウ君。大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
一文字抜けてるって何がさ？
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。
そうだね。今後は気をつける。ありがとう、遠坂。
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあ、マト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
With that, I turn to leave the range.
ちょっと待てよ。見学に来たんだろ？なら見ていけばいいじゃないか。
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
Yeah, so this guy is I guess the older brother of the other girl we met earlier, because they have the same last name. So Shinji and Sakura Mato.
そんなの構わないよ。他の連中が気に障るんなら締め出すからさ。ちょっと寄っていけって。
だから邪魔をする気はないって言ってるでしょ。それに私、別に弓道に興味があるわけじゃないから。知らないやつの試合を見ても嬉しくないわ。
なんだよ、遠坂。弓道に興味はなかったのか。
I find it interesting that they kept it as Kyudo instead of just saying like Japanese archery.
へえ。だっていうのに、放課後になると遠くから見てたのは、そういうわけかな。
I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood things.
なんだ、知ってたの、マト君。
Yeah, this ride and morphing. It's interesting to me. It seems like even though the sprites change, I think like the emotions are still mapped properly because their expressions still seem to line up with the dialogue. Like, and I'm sure like not every character has like the same number of expressions, so that's probably why it keeps morphing, because the game will try to load a certain emotion, but that sprite doesn't have it. Like that set of sprites, for example, might not have like a laughing one or something like that. So try to load a new one.
ああ、よく目があったんだぜ。
That's my theory.
僕と遠坂。シャオを終えてさ、斬新の時に限って、遠坂は僕を見ていたろ？
Well, he's such a creep.
声を返したかったけど、一応決まりでね。車上では声を上げちゃいけないんだ。
You guys see the text at the bottom? What is that? Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. I see this triumphant glint in his eye, competing with that affable smile.
勘違いしてたよ。遠坂は弓が好きなんだと思ってたけど、弓道には興味がないんだろ？ならなんで、遠坂は道場を見ていたのかな？
Ah, now I see. It would sound like that, wouldn't it?
離れてくれないかしら、マト君。
Matoku.
私、あまり人に近寄られるのは好きじゃないし。
何？
Lancer!
あきれた。ここまで言ってもわからないのね。趣味じゃないけど仕方ないか。簡単にあなたにも理解できるように言ってあげる。いい、マト君。私は弓道に興味がない以上にあなたに興味はないって言ってるの。
Is it Fate Stay Night? Yes.
実際、あなたの写真
This is Fate Stay Night, the visual novel.
何？
Oops, I accidentally
趣味じゃないけ
misclicked.
ど仕方いい、マト君。私
なんだと？
But this is a version of the game that was released on Steam day one, which came with a lot of bugs that mixed up the characters and CGs and stuff. So this is the version that I'm playing because I thought it'd be funny. I must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. Get his hands off of me! What a creep! I twist out of his reach and turn to leave. It's the randomizer, I know. It's incredible.
それじゃあね、マト君。自意識過剰なのも結構だけど、ほどほどにしておいた方がいいわよ。
遠坂、お前。
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. Stranger danger! The guy is all style, no substance. If he had even a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly as much. I take the rear entrance into campus from the archery range. What a beautiful campus. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't any students in the hallways.
あれ？遠坂さんだ。
Oh my god! Okay, I thought from people's screenshots on Twitter, I thought that the game was like completely random. But it actually, like, everyone has the same like set of random CGs and stuff, because this is like the scene that went viral the most on Twitter because it's so absurd. This character that's on screen right now is a huge spoiler, but if you don't know, then you don't know.
おはようございます、藤村先生。
Oh, hey!
ちゃんと挨拶してくれて先生は嬉しいよ。
She just morphs into the teacher. That's so funny. This is the actual teacher, so this is the correct sprite. This is the first character that's actually themselves, I think. Well, I think the archery girl changed into herself for like 1 second. Yeah, it must have been really cold outside. She had so many layers on. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinary affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか？あるわよ。1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね。上級生になってくると私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。遠坂さんはああいう輩の真似しちゃダメだからね。はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
Gilgamesh, Lancer, Rider. They talk to each other in the same place like that. Seems so surprising. Yeah. it's so wacky.
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
With a parting wave and a see ya, Fujimura sensei leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Fujimura sensei teaches English. Her sunny attitude belies her expert rank in Japanese fencing, kendo. In her student days, they called her the Tiger of Fuyuki. That's the mystery, though. You think someone known as a tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Fujimura sensei cheerily heads off in the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor to the Kyudo club instead of the Kendo club. Wonder why that is. It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on the school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except... Huh? You again? He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me. Oh, this is actually him.
それとも各部室の手入れかしら。どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
This right's correct this time. I spoke too soon. When we get to the sex, on your fire. There's no sex in this game. They removed it.
ただの気まぐれよ。リュウド君ちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
The student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull past is what started it.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで講
師 Yeah, they made sex illegal.
遠坂。
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、リュウド君は。
They banned sex.
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
そう。なら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？情報収集は一人でやりなさいよ。私みたいな部外者に頼らないで。
たわけ、お前のどこが部外者だ？うちの会計の首根っこ掴んで悪さをしたのを知らぬ。
あら、人聞きが悪いわね。あれは三辻さんに頼まれて部費の割合を明らかにしただけでしょ。みんなの予算がどこに使われているか調べるなんて生徒として当然の行為だと思うけど。
I think he's your classic like misogynist male best friend.
なんと、うちの会計を1週間休ませた精神的ダメージが当然の行為なのか。
Maybe, if I recall
とん
correctly.
でもない倫理観をお持ち。
Is it the prologue? Yeah, this is the prologue. So we just barely started.
あなたもね、部下の手綱ぐらいちゃんと握ってなさい。文化系ばかりひいきするのはフェアじゃないわ。
フェアじゃないわ。
わかっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
It's him! Also, he's muted. I really hate how, like, they make him muted at the beginning of the game. Where was it? Oh, here. Look how far I have to dig through just to turn on his voice. There you go. Oh yeah, so that's Ayako. We next see the actual characters.
ああ、また後でね、遠坂。
わかっている。だからこそ俺の手で不正を正したかったのだが。
This is Issei. This is Shinji.
遠坂、お前。
You met him earlier. Where's Sakura? Oh, here.
お疲れ様です、遠坂先輩。
There you go. And I'll save. The main character has appeared. when you save, you can see the actual proper scene. Look at they're in the hallway. Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his presence known.
と、悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。
Yeah, your eyes to the real world.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。あんまり時間ないぞ。
We're trapped. We're trapped in the randomized realm.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろう。買い直した方が早いぞ。
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
そうか。なら試そう。
Beckoned by the other student. The president leaves. I stopped thinking during the sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he remembered something.
朝早いんだな、遠坂。
Oh? He actually acknowledged us. Ooh. He awkwardly mutters and then leaves. What an awkward boy. Why would you say that? He didn't say hi. He said, "You're early today." And then he leaves. Was that supposed to be a grading? The president and the student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Emiya Shiro from class 2C.
それはいいんだけどさ。
How do I put it? The wrench looked right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it because it makes him look tough or handy. At 6:30 a.m., there's nobody else in classroom 2A. I take a seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom. I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving. The classroom is lively as lunch break begins after 4th period. Yeah, in the real classroom. So every now and then, it actually pulls up the correct, the correct CG. My school is a cafeteria, so only about half of the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so. Oh my god! She's floating! She's floating! We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
ありがとう、三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私、今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまって、お弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。
I guess not. Ain't no Spice Girls in this game.
いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。私、余計なことしましたね。
Saigusa looks guiltily at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me.
余計なことだなんて、そんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日、これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I let her down gently as I can, and offer a genuine smile. Oh my god!
遠坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんです。
There's two of them! Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Saigusa turns back to her table looking relieved. She's adorable. At least she would be if she wasn't a two-headed freak. She's understand. Yeah. Saigusa Yukika isn't drop-dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease.
ええ、そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってない。
Is Ilya a student? Yeah, she's Saigusa and Sakura Mato. Saigusa somehow maintains an elegant air even when startled. Watching her reactions is always so calming, but that doesn't mean I have time to just stand here and talk. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself.
それじゃあ食堂に行ってきます。三枝さんもごゆっくり。はい、遠坂さんも。
Saigusa and I exchange some graceful greetings, and she returns to her friends. I see that she's eating with Makidera Kaede and Himuro Kane. Alright, wasn't Saigusa the track and field club manager? Makidera and Himuro are the track and field club's rising stars. Makidera is a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himuro too well.
売られたね、ゆきっち。だか から言ったでしょ、遠坂は弁当持ってこないって。釣りたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話では。
I like how there are two copies of the same maid.
ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。男どもの視線がうざいのなんの。前の休みだってさ、二人で遊びに行ったのにあいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
We're getting some girl hate. The other girls dislike us because we get all the boys' attention. Makidera takes hold of Sayaka's desk. She continues to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Meanwhile, Himura's cool and solid demeanor are a complete foil to that of Makidera.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思うけど。睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか、愚痴ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
Makidera Kaede puffs her cheeks out in a pout, waving her disposable chopsticks in the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to Sayagisa to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makidera, Sayagisa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
気にしないでいいのよ、三枝さん。それと牧寺さん、おごらされたのは私で、品物はたい焼きではなくクレープでした。無意識に事実を改ざんする次あたりに直さないと考えますよ。マジ怖え、あの笑顔。
Makidera holds up her lunchbox lid like it's some kind of shield. I bid the odd trio farewell and leave the classroom. And slide the door closed. Oops.
なんだよ、大差ないじゃんか、たい焼きもクレープも。どっちも甘いの、皮で包んでるんだからさ。
Makidera utters something blasphemous for a girl. Oh!
たい焼きとクレープが同じですって。
Is she even human? Are all desserts the same to her? If I'd known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fleur's 500 yen very, very berry from an 80 yen taiyaki at Edomaya, damn you, Makidera Kaede. I could have saved 420 yen.
何本気で悔しがってるんだ、私。
I must be still tired from last night. The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat on the roof. I purchase my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime. During the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out here during lunch, but that's a small price to pay for privacy.
さて、とりあえずご飯と。
I indulge in the tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink I bought from the cafeteria. It's a simple lunch made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. I finish the sandwich and sip on the warm lemony drink. I could go for a lemon drink right now. Sounds awesome. I'm a little tired. It's hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's a point of pride, no, conviction, that I be the top student of the school. I decided that if I was going to be a student, then I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Tosaka Rin became a perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself. I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makida on my days off. I turn down invitations from more sociable people like Saigasa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being the #1 student at school while making sure I don't become anyone else's #1. And sure, there are times when it tires me out. I feel like life is a real drug. A real drag.
もう時間か。
I finished the hot lemon drink and stand up. Sorry if you can hear my fan. It's like really hot. If it's too annoying, I'll turn it off. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Tosaka Rin once again. Are your eyes okay, buddy?
部活動のない生徒は速やかに帰宅するように。
Class 2A's teacher gives his usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it the same way all year.
遠坂、今日はもうお帰り？
ええ、朝方麻藤君と一見あったし、面倒になる前に帰るわ。
Oops. Strange controls.
やっぱりそうか。麻藤のやつ、今朝は特に荒れてたからさ。遠坂に手ひどく扱われたんだろうなって思ってた。
You shouldn't call people's conditions. Sorry. It was just an observation.
そう、迷惑をかけてしまったかしら、三辻さん。
別に、麻藤が下級生をいびるのはいつものことだし。あれはあれでいい精神鍛錬になるよ。
そう、よかった。じゃあ、この埋め合わせはまた今度。
はいはい。これに懲りず、また寄っていってちょうだい。
I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Tosaka Rin, the honor student, ends once I leave the school. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I don't think lemon drink is good to be hot. Yeah. That's kind of strange. She mentioned like it was warm, right? I don't know. It can be good sometimes. I like it in tea. It's really good for your throat. How'd you become a mage of the Tosaka? Whose kitchen is this? When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted with the pulsing light of my answering machine.
留守電なんて珍しいな。相手はやっぱりあんたか、キレ。
Kirei. I have a feeling I know what he's gonna say, but I'd better listen or I won't hear the end of it later. I press the play button and hear a familiar male voice.
私だ。
Watashi.
分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。
It's me. As I'm sure you're aware. Tomorrow is the time limit, Lee.
あまり悠長に構えられては困る。残る席はあと2つだ。
2 spots. I wonder what he could be talking about.
早々にマスターを揃えねばならん。
The priest cuts straight to the point.
マスターの権利を放棄するというのなら、今日中に連絡しろ。予備の魔術師を派遣するにも時間がかかる。
Liar. I bet you could find a backup right away.
お前にはすでに0時の兆しが現れているのだ。さっさとサーバントを召喚し、0時を開け。もっとも、聖杯戦争に参加しないというのならば話は別だ。命が惜しいのなら、早々に教会に駆け込むがいい。
The voicemail ends. There's a clear message in simple language. If you're gonna fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire, because you're in the way.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
It's only to be expected, I guess. Today's the last day I can drag this out. Thankfully, I managed to decipher Father's notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order. All that's left is to seize the right to participate, as he said. Ooh.
聖杯戦争。たった一つきりの聖杯を奪い合う殺し合い。何百年も前から伝わってきた聖杯の儀式か。
The mages who take part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. It doesn't denote a rank of any kind. It merely describes their role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Regardless of your skills as a mage, you're not recognized as a master unless you command a servant. And then it turns into a turn-based RPG. That's how it worked in Fate Extra, if you've ever heard of that game. It's pretty interesting. It's like half VN, half rock, paper, scissors combat. Basically, you spend like a week doing research on your enemy. It's like tournament based, right? So you find out who your enemy is, but you don't know what they're like. So you spend like a week researching, like, oh, what am I up against? So you learn like what their tendency is, like what do they like to prioritize when they in the rock paper scissors style gameplay. Fate Extra is a pretty cool game. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. People die if they're killed. Well, that's a classic. It's a line that makes perfect sense in context, but it definitely sounds outrageous. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalysts, but
ほんと、父さんもセイバーにゆかりのものを残してくれればよかったの。
have you watched all the Fate anime? I watched almost all of them. The ones that I haven't watched are Carnival Phantasm and the Ilia anime. I've only watched season 1 of Ilia. I haven't watched any of the rest of it. I don't own any relics with connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well as form a contract. This town's ley lines are under the jurisdiction of the Tosaka. I'm the heir to a clan that's administered the land for generations, so my performance will not take a backseat to some visiting mage. Although while that is true, I'd be awfully incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass.
サーバントはシンボルによって引き寄せられる。
So you need some sort of catalyst for who you want to summon. Uh,
強力なサーバントを呼び出したいのなら、そのサーバントにゆかりのあるものが必要不可欠なのだ。
In other words, I need some outrageously valuable item like a sword or a piece of armor that servant owned, or maybe a bone or heraldry related to them. Can I summon Arts of the Crown? Not exactly. It would have to be like my crown specifically. You might get some random king from royalty.
父さんの遺言に期待してたんだけどな。これはこれでものすごい切り札なんだけど。
The pendant I discovered in the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing all on its own. I'll be at your house. No, don't go. Still, it won't help me summon a servant.
いいわよ。そんなものに頼らなくたってなんとかなるわ。そもそも私以外にセーバーを扱えるマスターなんているはずないし。
She's so cocky. She's like, alright, I don't have a catalyst, but how hard could it be to summon a saber? Because theoretically, sabers are the strongest class in a Holy Grail war. Alright, I made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful, and waiting until the last minute doesn't sit right with me. Now the real challenge begins. Tonight, I'm going to summon a servant while I'm in peak condition and acquire Saber by force. Is she going to do it? Whose house is that? Late night. The clock reads almost 2 a.m. This is a period where everything lines up. Remember, we live in a European styled mansion, so there's no reason why this should be here. My condition peaks at 2 a.m. sharp. In terms of limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't afford even the slightest mistake. Can't wait to see this righteous zone. Right! That's gonna be the funniest part.
消去の中に大挙。大挙の陣を4つ刻んで、召喚の陣で囲むと。
If you think about it, this is basically gacha. I inscribe magic circles into the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world and supply the magical energy to materialize them. But the servants are the ones who choose to respond to the summons. She's drawing in the tatami! How disrespectful. Whoa! This is so cool.
ソニ、銀と鉄。礎に石と契約の太鼓。ソニは我が大使、シュバインオーグ。降り立つ風には壁を。四方の門は閉じ、王冠より出。王国に至る三サロは循環せよ。
Still, I need to keep cautious and focused. Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with melted jewels. I'm using half of the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I'll never financially recover if this fails. No! This is like This is like stocks. Red Archer is cool. Yeah, Archer is the coolest. But who's that? We haven't seen him yet.
満たせ満たせ満たせ満たせ満たせ繰り返し都度に5度ただ満たされる時を破却する
Oh, it's almost 2 a.m. I finished drawing the summoning circle passed down through the Tosaka line and face it with all my being.
アンフォン
I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. Tosaka-rin is no longer human. She's just a component in the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I'm taking in is so dense that it overwrites my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled. Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I'm converted into a different type of energy through my body's circuits. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Oh, kakoi! She's so cool! Circuits to connect to the ethereal to the material. The mystical outcome we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead. It seems like wings are sprouting from my back. It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Stab, stab. Swords pierce my body. These are the stigmata that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we're only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The cycle doesn't let up. Beyond the agony, deep within the trance, lies a mental state necessary for connection. Pain wriggles in my left arm. To aid the caster, my magic crest autonomously begins an incantation, invading my nervous system. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. We can still see the tatami mat room in the VG. It's so funny because you got the filter from the ritual. You almost didn't get it. She's changing. She's morphing. It's like molten lead. While my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerves. With a crunching sensation, it creeps throughout my body like a thorny centipede. Within the herd, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me, like I've reached where I need to go. My hypersensitive hearing picks up the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into magical energy for fixation. All that's left is to feed all that energy into the engine, the summoning circle, until my body runs dry.
告げる。汝の身は我がもとに。我が命運は汝の剣に。聖杯の夜べに従い。この断りに従うならば答えよ。
Shit flying around the screen. My vision goes dark. What lies before me now is the fifth factor, said to be imperceptible to the naked eye. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what it might see after school behind the range.
我は常世すべての善となるもの。我は常世すべての悪を仕組み。汝三代の言霊をまとう七点。抑止の輪より来たれ。天秤の守り手よ。
That went off without a hitch. It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless. I'm positive I just drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. It'll take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will be nowhere in sight.
はい。
Nothing's there. The room doesn't look different at all. I spun that much ether into this ritual, only for absolutely nothing to materialize. On top of that, I think I just heard something explode in the parlor. I vote. My head's empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from the basement.
扉壊れてる。
The door to the parlor is askew off its hinges. There isn't any point in turning the doorknob. And since it won't open whether I push or pull,
もう邪魔だから。
I kick it down and burst into the room. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear. Oh! What came down? What was that? Everything is in tatters. Rubble is strewn across everything, as if something has fallen to the ceiling. On top of it all, sits a man cocking his head arrogantly. The Red Archer! Shh. We don't know his class yet. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. The grandfather clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Right, of course. The clocks were an hour ahead today, weren't they? She4 Gore. Which means it's 1 a.m. Still full hour left until I'm in peak spellcasting form.
またやっちゃった。
I can complete tasks as well as anybody else, but suffer from the curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow managed to bungle things on an unbelievable level.
やっちゃったことは仕方ない。反省。
I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I glare at the man lounging haughtily on the rubble.
それで、あんた何？
開口一番それか。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたもの。
He's so rude. The man in the red mantle shakes his head in a show of exasperation. To add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the short straw. Oh, now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. That's awesome. He's so cool. This is a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man! No, not just a man. Even from here I can tell it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. The human-shaped ghost that's on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game.
確認するけど、あなたは私のサーバントで間違いない？
それはこちらが聞きたいな。君こそ私のマスターなのか？ ここまで乱暴な召喚は初めてでね。正直状況がつかめない。
私だって初めてよ。そういう質問は却下するわ。
そうか。だが私が召喚された時に君は目の前にいなかった。
本気？ひな鳥じゃあるまいし、目を開けた時にしか主を決めないって冗談はやめてよね。
The unidentified servant frowns and a grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he has a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic in my words.
まあいいわ。私が聞いているのはね、あなたが
Welcome back, Saku. Whoa, how was the dentist? How's your tooth? Is everything alright?
それをはっきりさせない以上、他の質問に答える義務はないわ。
召喚に失敗しておいてそれか。この場合、他に色々と言うべきことがあると思うのだが。
そんなのないわよ。主従関係は一番初めにはっきりさせておくべきものだもの。
He's so sexy. The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't bothering to hide his dissatisfaction. I wonder it's because of the half-baked summoner.
主従関係ははっきりさせておくか。
My tooth didn't decay. It's just chipped. I mean, that's what we thought. Oh, I'm glad it's confirmed.
ああ、確かにその意見には賛成だ。
It's good to
どち
hear.
らが強者で、どちらが弱者なのか、明確にしておかなければ、お互いやりづらかろう。
The servant eyes me meaningfully, still relaxing on the rubble of my living room.
どちらが弱者かですって？
ああ、私もサーバントだ。呼ばれたからには主従関係を認めるさ。どちらがより優れたものか、共に戦うにふさわしい相手かを測るのは別になる。
Why is creature frozen? Oh. Wow, no one mentioned it. It was because of low battery, I think. Dentists were gossiping in English, so I got to hear the tea. Okay.
さて、その件でいくと、君は私のマスターにふさわしい魔術師なのかな、お嬢さん。
He's so rude. The servant smirks. First he destroys my house, then acts like he's the king of the castle. And now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy?
あなたの意見なんて聞いてないわ。私が聞いているのは、あなたが私のサーバントかどうかってことだけよ。
I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not gonna back down from this condescending jerk.
おお、なるほどなるほど。そんな当たり前のことは答えるまでもないと。実に勇ましい。いや、気概だけなら。
Shut up, Saku. We haven't even met Lancer yet. But we did see his sprite because of the randomizer.
だから順番を間違えるなっていうの。一番初めに確認するのは召喚者の務めよ。さあ答えなさい。あなたは私のサーバントなのね。
I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce depending on his answer.
強情なお嬢さんだ。これでは話が進まんな。仕方あるまい。仮に私が君のサーバントだとしよう。
For discussion's sake, let's assume that I am your servant. In that case, are you my master? Hypothetically speaking, of course. Wait. Saki, you didn't hear about the release for Fate's Day Night? When it first came out on PC, all the CGs and sprites are random. Are you on JV Locale? No, because I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it in this state. I wanted to see what it's like. And that patch win? I don't know. I feel like someone is gonna do it eventually, right? The only thing is though, is that they don't have like remastered versions of the arrow scenes. So if they like put that in, the CGs are gonna be lower quality. Because they actually like upscaled and actually like remastered the CGs. Like just looking at this scene right here, Archer looks beautiful. This looks amazing. They like expanded the CGs as well. So you see more. You see more of them than you normally would when like playing the older ones. Just I'm not redrawing the scene. Take off the text. Let me see. I don't know the button for that. That's quick save. Is there a way to remove? Hide text. B. What button is B?
あなたが私に呼ばれたサーバントなら
I don't know the way my controller is configured. Hold on. Oh, I'll use the PC backspace. Whoa! It's so bright. The colors are so nice. God damn. Reading VNs with the controllers is really comfy. He's so sexy. Imagine seeing this in 2000. Imagine what buttons had to test on all of those VNs. Yeah, it would be nice. I think I don't know, my controller is not mapped properly. There's something wrong with the buttons on my controller. Look, I'm not gonna worry about it too much right now because I just wanted to play through the prologue. Yeah, I think they like increase the resolution of the CGs at the very least, and they did, what is it? Yeah, they changed the resolution so you can like see more of the sides. Because before it would be like cut off. I glare at this rude man, giving my seething head a moment to cool down.
そうか。まあ仮の話なんだが、とりあえずそうだとしよう。それで、君が私のマスターである証はどこにある？
The servant blithely asks, smirking all the while. He's clearly trying to goad me with these questions into losing my temper.
ここよ。あなたのマスターである証ってこれでしょ？
うん。
That's how it feels like. Because I'm like, how would you guys have these versions just ready to be used? I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Father's told me enough that I know what command spells are at least.
納得いった？これでもまだ文句を言うの？
I thrust the symbols at him in challenge. But the lounging servant rolls his eyes.
まあ言ったな。本気で言っているのか、お嬢さん。
His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled.
本気かって、
その考えがだ。霊樹があればマスターなのか？霊樹などサーバントを利する道具に過ぎないだろう。まったく、そんな形だけのものでマスターブルとはな。私が見たかったのは、君が忠誠を振るうにふさわしい人物かどうかだったのだ。
Why is he Don't ask me these questions. I can't answer them. That makes sense. But normally you'd think of command spells if someone asks for proof if you're a master, right? Yeah, I'm wondering what the hell he's asking for. I don't remember.
何よ。それじゃあ私はマスター失格？
そう願いたいが、そうはいくまい。霊樹がある以上、私の召喚者は君のようだ。信じがたいが、君は本当に私のマスターらしいな。
He shrugs in mock exhaustion. Uh-oh. I reached my boiling point and I'm not gonna cool down in time.
全くもって不満だが。
Drops a text box.
とりあえず、君は私のマスターだ。だが、私にも条件がある。私は今後、君の言い分に
Considering he's the one with like combat experience,
君はそれに従って行動する。
I think we should agree.
これが最大の譲歩だ。それで構わないな、お嬢さん。
Sorry, father. I'm at my limit.
そう。不満だけど認めるくせに、私の意見には取り合わないってどういうことかしら。あなたは私のサーバントなんでしょ？
I ask in a trembling voice. She's gonna blow a gasket. After I spat over the command spells, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet,
ああ、形の上だけはな。故に、形式上は君に従って。
damn.
だが、戦うのは私自身だ。君はこの家の地下にでも隠れて、聖杯戦争が終わるまでじっとしていればいい。それなら、未熟な君でも命だけは助かるだろう。
He's looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
怒ったのか？いや、もちろん君の立場は尊重するよ。私はマスターを勝利させるために呼ばれたものだからな。私の勝利は君のものだし、戦いで得たものは全て君にくれてやる。それなら文句はなかろう。
Honestly, he's kind of spitting facts.
どうせ君に令状は使えまい。まあ、後のことは私に任せて、君は自分の身の安全を。
あったまきた。いいわ。そんなに言うなら使ってやろうじゃない。
Don't use it. You only have 3. No work, all rewards? Sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah, I know, right? Especially when you're like a 16-year-old in like a war. You get to stay out of danger. Sounds like a good deal. No more mercy. I've got nothing else left for a jackass like this.
まさか。
まさか。
そのまさかよ、この礼儀知らず。フィアトラーク、アイノヤナゲル。
Does he actually use a command spell? I don't remember.
待て、正気かマスター。そんなことで令状を使うやつが。
うるさい。いい？あんたは私のサーバント。なら私の言い分には絶対服従ってもんでしょ。
She's so immature. The emblem on my right hand aches. 3 command spells. They allow a master to issue 3 unbreakable commands to their servants.
考えなすか君は。こんな大雑把なことに令状を使うなど。
It's too late to whine now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. After school in the range behind the grove. After that, I retreated from the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands a servant whom my command spells compelled absolute obedience. Supposedly.
なるほど。君の性質は大体理解したぞ。 マスター。
Who would call this absolute obedience?
念のため尋ねるが、
Why does he look so
レ
sexy?
イジがどれほど重要か理
Don't
解してい
look
る
at
の
me
か
like
マ
that.
スター。
知ってるわよ。サーバントを律する3回きりの命令権でしょ。それが何よ。
Yeah, Rin
いいかね。
Rin wasted a
サーバントを
command
強制的
spell.
に行動させるものだ。
Man of sex.
それは行動を止めるだけでなく、
Yeah, I was hoping his right would change
行
when he
動を
did
強化
it.
させるという意味でもある。例えば、私はここから遠くの場所まで瞬間的には移動できない。だが、レイジで行けと命じれば、それが私と君の魔力で届くことならば可能となる。強制命令権とはそういうことだ。サーバント自身でも制御できない肉体の限界さえ突破させる。
Yeah, she actually wasted one of them.
3つのレイジなのだ。
Masters only have 3 command spells the entire Holy Grail War. So you want to make sure you absolutely like you want to use one when it's absolutely necessary. When you use one, your servant can't like deny it whatsoever.
知ってるわよ、そんなこと。いいじゃない、まだ2つあるんだし。あなたに命じた規則は無駄じゃないんだし。
I guess so. I can see you. Bring ice cream now!
確か
That would be such a
これは
waste.
私の誤算だった。レイジというものは曖昧な命令には効きが弱くなる。私を守り通せ。この戦いに勝てなどといった広く長く効果が続くものにはレイジの力が弱くなる。効き目は逆に次の一撃を死ぬ気で放て。あのグラスだけは壊すなといった単一の命令は絶対で、よほど強力なサーバントでも逆らうのは難しくなる。さて、ここまでで私が言いたいことがわかるな。
But yeah, they needed the scene to show us exactly how command spells work, I suppose.
わかるわよ。要するに広く長い命令は意味がないんでしょ。
Zaku, dude, no! You're not Lancer's master. It's not gonna work.
効果も戒めも薄いなら、サーバントはレイジュに逆らって行動できる。
Or you're not Archer's
そんな
master
効き目の
either.
薄い命令をするなら、絶対的な単一の命令をした方がいい。
そうだ。レイジとはもともと自分たちの能力以上の奇跡を起こすためのもの。それを代用の効く命令などで消費する具は許されない。君の先ほどのレイジはまさにそれだ。私が君に従うかは話し合いで解決できたことだし、仮にレイジを使ったところで全ての言動に絶対服従などレイジが100あっても実現できない。
じゃあ私のさっきのレイジは無意味ってこと？
通常ならそうなのだがな。どうも。君の魔術師としての性能は桁が違う。
Wait, Data is low-key dying. Wish we save his master? Yeah, Saber's awesome. I can't wait till we meet her. Data's low-key dying, so we in and out of stream? Charge your phone! Is he shocked or happy? My servant's lips twitch upward, even as he sighs.
桁が違ったって。ちょっとあなた、自分が今どんな状態なのか正直に話してみなさい。
The implication dawns on me, and I ask him eagerly.
ああ、誤算というのはそれだ。先ほどの命令では、少しはマスターの意見を尊重しようという程度の心変わりにしか。だが、今の私は君の言葉に強い強制を感じている。君の意見に異を唱えると、そうだな、ランクが一つばかり落ちるようだ。つまり、マスターの意見
So it did work!
体が重くなって動きづらい。
He's like our puppy now. He can't disobey. My servant shrugs in resignation. So he's saying that my commencement wasn't a waste, but an actual benefit? He's still being sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem to have had any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt even Tenami could resist if he decided to rebel against me.
前言を撤回しよう、マスター。年齢は若いが、君は卓越した魔術師だ。子供と侮り、戦いから遠ざけようとしたのは私の。
Wow. Now that's what we're talking about. Some respect around here. Welcome in, Ben. Thank you so much for the birthday wish. Thank you, thank you. Hope you've been well. Oh, thank you. Ah. I really appreciate it. The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow.
やめてよ。確かにいろいろ言い合ったけど、そんなの喧嘩両成敗っていうか。
そうか。
そうな。
話のわかるマスターで助かった。
なんか切り返し早いわね、あんた。
何？誤算は誤算だったが、嬉しい誤算というやつだった。
嬉しい。
これほどの才能があるのなら、君を戦いに巻き込むことに異論はない。
Eh? Is this his roundabout saying? Is a roundabout way of saying I'm a strong master?
じゃあ、レイジュ抜きで私がマスターだって認めるのね。
無論だ。先ほどは召喚されたばかりで馴染んでいなかったが、今では完全に繋がった。魔術師であるのなら、契約によるつながりを感じられるだろう。
契約？
Now that you mentioned it, something does feel weird about my body. As if my closed off nerves are now connected to the outside. They're just so sweet. I love the way that, like, their relationship develops. Like, their dynamic is really good. Oh, thank you. It's been a while since I've done these things. So I shall obey my command. The chat's command spells. Suave handsome, yes. He's very handsome. Extremely handsome voice. Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing to the man before me.
そっか。サーバントは聖杯に呼ばれるけど、呼ばれ
If
たサーバン
chat
トをこの世に
is your
留めるのは
master, what is your class? I don't know. What do you guys think my class is? I can see myself being like Lancer or Caster, maybe.
そう。マスターの力だ。
Uh-oh. I turned on auto. How did I do that? Okay, no, that's fine.
魔力提供量は十分だ。経験的に問題はありそうだが、君の能力は飛び抜けている。
Yeah, it definitely can be Berserker. Long sword? If you gave me a sword, then I'd be an archer. No, just kidding.
普通の魔術師ならば、サーバントを召喚した瞬間に意識を失っているだろう。だというのに、君は活力に満ちている。先ほどのレイジといい、この魔力量といい、マスターとして、君は間違いなく一流だ。
So Tolsaka has a lot of mana.
今更褒めたって何も出ないけど。
I break eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see this coming. I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, the superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledging me as his master.
で、あなた、何
Oh yeah, he hasn't told us his identity. I cleared my head and returned to business.
見てわからないか？ それは結構。
You can't tell by looking. Very well then. I take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me.
わかったわ。
There's no
これは
way
マスターとしての質問
to tell what kind of servant you are by looking. What are you?
ねえ、あなたセイバーじゃないの？
Joker class. Theoretically, that could be a class.
残念ながら剣は持っていない。
Unfortunately, I'm not equipped with a sword. Are you sure? Yapari, I suspected as much. She got the time wrong, the circle didn't work, and the servant came into some random room. It was far too sloppy of a ritual to summon the strongest servant, Saber.
ドジったわ。あれだけ宝石を使ってってセイバーじゃないなんて目も当てられない。
He hasn't told Ren his story. She used up all her gems. This is just like fake Grand Order.
悪かったな、セイバーでなくて。
え？ああ、うん。そりゃ通行のミスだから残念だけど、悪いのは私なんだから。
He's so tall. His head like goes past the border of the game. You can't see the top of his head.
なあ、どうせアーチャーでは派手さに欠けるだろうよ。
Gotcha.
いいだろう。後で今の暴言を悔やませてやる。その時になって謝っても聞かないからな。
はい？
Hi. What a surprise. The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him.
何？勘に触った？あーちゃん。
触った。見て。必ず自分が幸運だったと思い知らせてやる。
Archer retorted to the sidelong glance. There's a really spiteful air about him, but that reaction felt somewhat childish and free of malice. You know, he might be a pretty decent guy.
そうね。それじゃあ必ず私を後悔させて、あーちゃん。そうなったら素直に謝らせてもらうから。
He's willing to prove himself.
ああ、忘れるなよ、マスター。己が召喚したものがどれほどのものか知って感謝するがいい。
Yeah.
もっとも、その時になって謝られても、こちらの気は晴れん。
The archer class really is made up of archers. Archer huffs, even as his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, this one's got a rotten personality, alright.
まあいいわ。それであんた、どこの英霊なのよ。
Yeah, dox yourself. ... Archer doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced with a deepening frown.
あーちゃん？マスターである私がサーバントであるあなたに聞いているんだけど。
それは
It's a secret.
は？
私がどのようなものだったかは答えられない。なぜかというと、
あのね、つまんない理由だったら怒るわよ。
それは
There's that face again. Archer opens and closes his mouth, as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
なぜかというと、
Eh,
自分でもわからない。
amnesia. He's a VTuber. That'd be very embarrassing.
はあ？何よそれ。あんた私のこと。
I probably wouldn't want to say if that was the case.
マスターを侮辱するつもりはない。ただ、これは君の不完全な召喚のツケだぞ。どうも、記憶に混乱が。
It's not valuable information. That's bullshit.
わかるのだが、名前や素性がどうも曖昧だ。
That's such a lie.
欠落ではないから気にすることはないのだが。
Cause like, the more information you have, like the deeper you can tap into your legend and access your abilities. The fact, like, if it is true that he doesn't remember, he's missing a lot of his power.
気にすることはない。気にするわよ、そんなの。あんたがどんな英霊か知らなきゃ、どのくらい強いのかわからないじゃない。
Yeah, I watched the anime, so I know, but I'm keeping it vague for people who haven't played this before.
なんだ、そんなことは問題ではなかろう。さまつな問題だよ、それは。
さまつってあんたね、相棒の強さがわからないんじゃ作戦の立てようがないでしょ。そんなんで戦っていけるわけないじゃない。
He's so happy-go-lucky about those.
何を言う。私は君が呼び出したサーバントだ。それが最強でないはずがない。
That makes me the strongest. I don't like this frontward-facing sprite. I don't like it. Don't look at me like that. He's so straightforward. He's so straightforward. His sprite is looking straight at me. I'll keep it. I won't say, just in case there's people lurking who don't want to be spoiled. The Crimson Knight fixes me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. Is he really the strongest? We'll have to find out. We'll have to see. My brain grinds to a halt. This guy doesn't seem very straight to me. There's no deception in Archer's words. He's sincerely giving me more credit than I deserve, even though we've just met. My cheeks are burning. Ugh, I'm sure I'm blushing bright red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness.
もういいか。誰にも正体がわからないってことには変わりはないんだし、敵を騙すにはまず味方からって言うし。
It's for the best, because if the enemies know who you are, like your legend, your history, and where you're from, it's easy to figure out your weakness. So maybe he shouldn't tell her. I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. I'm sure I'll figure out in due time what sort of servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities.
わかった。しばらくあなたの正体に関しては不問にしましょう。それじゃあ、じゃあ、最初の仕事だけど。
I forgot how long the prologue is.
早速か。好戦的だな、君は。それで敵は？
Before you can say enemy, I toss a broom and dustpan at him. No way! Turning him into a maid?
下の掃除、お願い。あんたが散らかしたんだから、責任持ってきれいにしといてね。
A few seconds pass in stunned silence. When Archer finally regains his senses, he grips a broom indignantly.
待て。君はサーバントを何だと思っている？
使い魔でしょ？ちょっと生意気で扱いに困るけど。
Oh my god. Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
意義あり。そのような命令は。
意義あり。
いいの？これマスターとしての命令よ。マスターの方針に逆らったら体が重くなるんだっけ？
Yeah, his face.
まあ、あなたはその程度じゃどうってことないだろうけど、そのペナルティは今を掃除するまで続くのよ。
He stands there for several more seconds with broom in hand. grumbling under his breath. And so the archer in the red mantle closes his eyes.
了解した。地獄に
Go to hell! And gracefully accepts my offer. Now then, it's getting late, so I should rest. I can decide how to deal with him once I wake up. The fateful day draws to a close. No, rather my fate was shaped by this night. Yo, title drop. That makes 6, including me. Once the 7th and final master summons a servant, the Holy Grail War of this generation will begin. In the not-so-distant future. The battle I've been waiting 10 long years for is about to commence. February 1st. That was really a Fate's Day, hell of a night. And I think we'll call it here. How do I delete? I just wanted to play a little bit of it and see the silly like random shenanigans. It's pretty funny. Hope you guys like the intro to Fate's Day Night. Please check out the visual novel available on Steam if you want to check out more. Maybe I'll play more of it if you guys are really interested. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I should continue it on stream because it's a really, really long bit of reading. It might be even longer than the Bible. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what you guys saw so far. Because the story really is fun and interesting. It's a legendary piece of fiction for a reason, you know? Yeah, it's a really long game. But it's a really beautiful game at the same time. Gonna send you a bigger version of that art tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. I'm assuming that everyone who contributed to the just play Soul Nomad first. I don't even own that Gloomy. What is Tamamo count coming to this? Tamamo count is only in Fate Grand Order, unfortunately. She is one of my favorite servants though, because she's the first servant I pulled in Fate Grand Order. So I feel like a special bond with her, you know? 100 hours? I thought it was like 50 hours. Jesus. Yeah, I'll probably play it off stream. It's a really, really long game. I don't know if I want to put in that much effort. I don't know if I'd be interested in sitting along with me as I read it. But yes, for those of you who contributed to the CUDA board, I'm assuming I want to ask if I can save the art if it's okay, but I'm assuming if you contributed, then it should be okay for me to save, right? I guess I'll ask off stream just to make sure each and every person who contributed. I really appreciate all of you guys. I'll be here regardless of what you play, to be fair. No, that's not true. Glooby's dropping me because I won't play Soul Nomad. I can't believe it. No, I was kidding. now that I'm back, I'll, you know, I'll always try to find games that I think would be interesting to play. I want to play No More Heroes tomorrow. I feel like I want to play a game that's like near and dear to my heart that I'm very, very familiar with. No More Heroes is a game and a series that I can play a million times over. Moe. Don't say mine, because you'll get the higher res version later. Alright, thanks, Groovy. I appreciate it. No Fox Girl Sag. No, I know, right? Don't worry. There will be Fox. Oh shit! I turned off my phone. Or actually, no, my phone ran out of battery. Do I have? It's okay. You guys can have my closed eye face. Moe. They're making a Fate Extra remake. So we get to see Tomomo in 3D. I'm so excited. And the gameplay looks really good because they're replacing the rock, paper, scissors gameplay with like a Slay the Spire style of gameplay. So people who like card, like those types of card battlers should be looking out for that game. Coming soon, maybe next year. Hopefully. Please. I hope it's done by next year. That's all for me. It's very late. Hope you guys get lots of rest. Yeah, roguelike deck builder. Yeah. There's so many of those nowadays, huh? I'm always like, wow. I want to play them, but there's like so many. It's been so long since I streamed. I almost forgot I'm supposed to raid. You guys have any suggestions? Before we head out? Any raid suggestions before I drop you guys off? Fate Hala Ataraxia? I'm looking forward to that. I barely know anything about Ataraxia, but it's getting a actual translation soon. So I'm looking forward to reading it. Wolfside does turn the next into roguelike. Aww. Dude, there's so many roguelike deck builders now. Glad to catch another Arsenal. I'm glad you could too. I haven't streamed in a long time. So whenever that happens, I always feel like, you know, people won't show up anymore because it's been so long. I'm glad that you guys are still sticking around. Yeah. Don't worry, Glue. I want to play it too. There's too many games to play. Not enough time. Thank you, Gloopy. I mean, that means a lot to me. Unless you get canceled? What the heck? Don't even say that. Don't say that. That wouldn't happen because I don't commit crimes. Trying to find someone to raid. But it's been so long since I've streamed that it feels awkward. Do you guys want to make a decision for me? If not, it's illegal. I can find someone. Everyone commits a bit of crime every now and then. No, 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 not me. I'm not trying to get canceled. Goofy! You can't say that. Damn, no one's streaming Fate Stay Night. Literally just me. Actually, there were people who were streaming it earlier today. Okay, I'm glad. Don't steal sweets. Please. Don't commit crimes. Don't admit that you're committing crimes on my stream. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want someone coming to my stream and being like, oh yeah, that's the streamer whose chat commits crimes. No, I was kidding. I don't think anyone would do that. Although it would be very fun. I was gonna suggest someone, but they're ending soon. No! Is Terra ending? They've been going on for 6 hours. Jesus. Pirate that game from Square Enix. You want to play, everyone? I would say no. I'm not gonna be on record. I'm not gonna be clipped on stream saying pirate anything from anyone. I'm not gonna say that. No. You can't gas me. You can't get me. The stream's almost over. I can be quiet. Oh, they're not ending? They're not ending? Is it true? Please, how do I figure it out? How do I tell? Please. A date with death? Oh yeah, because they use it, yeah. They use a lot of free to use background music. I want to play that game too, but I think the reason why I haven't is because it's getting like DLC soon or something. I figured I might as well just wait. Very wholesome game. Looks like it. Death looks very handsome. One of the best endings locked behind DLC? No! I do own the DLC. So that's great. I'll go play it then. Yari to say. I'll play it eventually. Let me finish the games I am playing at the moment. Play every game I recommended today at the same time. I think I'll die. They're good games, have great taste. I didn't say they weren't good games. I didn't say you had bad taste. It's just there's so many games I'm already playing. Not enough time. Oh, go! Where did you go? Are they still streaming? Do I die? Reply in 5 minutes or I'll die. That's actually a lot of time. Imagine I'm playing. There's too much. There's only so much time in the world. I'll get the stories and the controls mixed up. That's what I do. I know. I can't do that. I mean, I've done that in the past, which is why I don't want to do that. Get something bigger game, man. I can't believe Moko actually perished. I'll destroy so many games I'm out of hiatus. You're still on hiatus? You're still really active online though, with the kobolds and stuff. No streams though. Yeah. I know what you mean. I guess I don't know anyone really like super small late at night. At least like ones that know me. Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Great art sounds? I don't think that's a thing. Technically, I don't have to. It's nice to do so, but I don't have to. Yeah, maybe we'll just keep it a quiet now. Yeah. I don't have the I don't have the mental capacity to chat with someone for a raid. I think we'll call it here. Tomorrow I want to play No More Heroes, and then we can finally watch the second Devilman movie that I like promised and put off for 3 months since I streamed. Are you on hiatus because your PC exploded or something? Is that what happened, Ruby? Drop us to the floor, we can take it. What do people say? Floor gang? You can't stay on for a long time? Damn, that sucks. Does that mean you're watching me on mobile? I do don't save every second of those phones. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Because of course you still need PC to draw. Oh, watch me on mobile. It's a mobile viewer. Don't you get ads? Mobile. You're live when I'm getting ready for bed? That is true. Have ways? Ooh, okay. That's good, that's good. Oh yeah. Wait, what if I raid this person the person that I was gonna raid it? Because they're end. Might be a good idea. The artwork is super cute. I like doing emotes right now. Some still slip by. Yeah, it's never perfect. Alright, I'll drop you guys off here. Feel free to say hello and stuff like that. You know, I never have like a raid message. You guys can always come up with your own. And of course, treat them kinder than you guys treat me. What is it? I have a marshmallow for it doesn't get used very often, but if you guys have like any questions, concerns, criticisms, comments, you know, compliments that you might be too shy to say, you can send them there and I'll read them. Check me out on social media. I'm not super active these days, but since I'm getting back into streaming, I will definitely try and be more active. As always, I'm super duper unemployed. Streaming is the only way I make any amount of income, so I really appreciate it. If you guys can support me, but otherwise, you're like the main source of support is you guys watching my streams. Like that's what really keeps me going. You squishy? I'm not squishy! Don't squish me! But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you guys giving me your time and company. Time, especially, think about it this way: you guys can spend doing anything, but you guys want to spend it here with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Gao night. Bye bye.